Hi, everybody. It's Mark Rushton and MarkRushton.com. It is Monday, January 11th, 2021. And this video is going to be about a new album that I released yesterday on Bandcamp, and it's coming to the streamers in a few weeks. It's under my alter ego, Calmer Feeling. And the album's called Downtown Buddhas. And I'm going to talk a little bit about it here in this video. So, yeah. Part of this album is heavily processed Buddha machines. And I do have a physical Buddha machine. I bought that many, many years ago, probably 15 years ago or so. And it's a little, oh, wait a second. We're having trouble. Okay. We're having trouble streaming to Twitch. All right. Hold on here. Well, whatever. It'll get to Twitch or it won't get to Twitch. Everything's a mess right now, isn't it? Yes, it is. So anyway, let's get back to the art and the music and stuff. Let's talk about that stuff, right? And so yeah, I got one of those little physical Buddha machine boxes, which is it was made by the FM3 guys. There's a Christian Verant and there's another guy in China when he was in China. I don't think he's in China anymore. But so they made their own little Buddha machine with these sounds in it, and it's kind of neat. But mine's kind of gone off the rails, and it's not as it's kind of broken. But they made a iOS version of it. I don't know if they made one for Android or not, but they certainly made a Buddha machine app for the iPad, and I have that on my iPad 1, my old ancient iPad 1, which I love, which is, again, everything, it never updates, and I love it. It doesn't change. So anyway, took some of those Buddha machines and kind of played around with a lot of the settings on there, ran it through my Empress ecosystem, and which is also run through my Empress Reverb, and made the sounds of which you hear. And then there's some other things on there too. It's just not all Buddhas. It's a little bit of other sounds too that are processed through the applications that I use on the iPad. I think the final track on the album is from the music app, MUSYC. Yeah, I know I'm giving it away, but good luck trying to create what I make. I've been doing this for a long time. I know what I like, and I eventually figure out how to get it. So this is an album, and let's just start with the cover here. Downtown Buddhas. And let's get rid of this so we can see the entire cover. This is a shot of downtown Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and this is taken from John's place, and this is a good shot. This is a really good shot of downtown Cedar Rapids. I'm trying to remember if this was. I think this was before the big snowstorm, if I'm not mistaken. We'd had one, and then we had the big dump of snow, but I think this was kind of before that. I'm not quite sure when it was taken. It must have been around Christmas, because you can see the Alliant Tower there on the upper left is kind of violet purple, and I think they do light that up in the off season, but I'm pretty sure this was around Christmas time or just after. And this is along 3rd Street and 3rd Avenue, 3rd Street. Yes, it's 3rd Street. And you look all the way down there, and you can see Quaker Oats. Quaker Oats, the little kind of reddish neon-y thing in the upper right-hand corner, and the Doubletree Hotel over there. All the other Armstrong Center in the which used to be I guess that Armstrong's department store. I went in there once before they closed up. I think they closed up about 30 years ago. I remember coming up here from driving up to Cedar Rapids from Iowa City, and it was the waning days of Armstrong's department store, and did not catch it in its glory. But that's a good shot. A lot of green, a lot of brown, purple, red, a little bit of hits of red. Get lights. It's really a beautiful scene there, and during the day there's pigeons that fly around, and crows, and sparrows, and other birds that do kettling throughout the day. I've been up there with John during the day, and it's just a spectacular view, and it's just very calming. So that's how you get the name Downtown Buddhas. I know it's really, really hard to figure that one out, right? So I got it out here on old Bandcamp, and that last one, Minimum Fade, that's the long track. I always stick a long track at the end. That's kind of my thing, usually for the most part. And a lot of tracks with Buddhas and kettling and that sort of thing, that sort of language. That's how I try to find a theme as far as the tracks are concerned and how they get. I'm not going to play them here. I haven't been able to figure out how to get sound through here. I guess I could do it through here, but it would sound terrible. And I try to do like a audio, what do they call it? A virtual audio interface, and that it just sounded like garbage. So I'm just gonna tell you about the album here. And I did this over, I guess it was about 3 different sessions. And then, of course, a lot of editing and a lot of throwing things out, because that's how I operate. So, yeah, I uploaded this. First, I uploaded it to the streamers through my one of my distributors. And I scheduled that for the near future here. I can't remember, when did I'm going to look up something here on my side. I think I scheduled it for, yes, January 29th. So it'll come out on January 29th. That'll give me some time to pitch it to Spotify curators. I got to go find a track that's a good and pitch it to them. Now, I got to tell you something. I had a really difficult time. I forgot that Calmer Feeling wasn't in my Spotify for Artists stable. I publish under a lot of different names. And I was like, I got to get Calmer Feeling into Spotify for Artists, because I'll be releasing more things throughout the year. And of course, what you want to do as a musician is you want to schedule the release a few weeks out, and then that way it has time to reach Spotify and get notified that it's available ahead of time. Then you get a notification saying, "Oh, hey, do you want to pitch a track to?" If you're in Spotify for Artists, do you want to pitch a track to some of the curation team or whatever? And so I haven't had any success for that, but it's free, and let's just keep trying, right? Because I've known other people who have had some success with it. So 2021, I'm going back to it. I'm gonna keep trying, keep making music, keep pitching it out there. Hopefully maybe I can get that into one of the many Spotify curated playlists. That'd be great. So I was trying to get Calmer Feeling out there, and they have every different system out there has as criteria for claiming an artist, and it's not, everyone's different. Like Pandora, you can get away with like a Facebook page. So I just create a page out on Facebook. I never use it, other than I've created something out there. Here's the link. I don't spend any other time on that. Other systems, they want you to provide maybe a website or something like that. But all of them want, for some reason, all of them are just, they love Twitter for some reason as some sort of verification service. And I quit using Twitter many, many, many years ago when they changed the application, and then it just started going downhill. And then I heard that they messed with the timeline and ads everywhere, and I haven't even been a part of that. And then all the craziness since then. And no, not for me. I don't need to pay attention to that sort of stuff. And who am I going to broadcast? Who looks at Twitter, right? Twitter is like the how do you say? It's like that piece of chewing gum that it's like juicy fruit, right? After about the fifth chomp in the juicy fruit, it's gone. It's gone. It's completely dead, and you get it where'd the flavor go, right? It gets it's weird. That's how Twitter is to me. It's ridiculous. And anyway, I'll leave it at that. I could go and create a Twitter account for this, but you know what? Then what, right? And how easy is that to coordinate? With making a Facebook page, that's pretty easy, or having some of my contact information on a publicly available website, that's easy, right? But having 20 Twitter profiles, that's probably not. I don't want to do that, and I don't want to be a part of that anyway. Just because that's not me. That's not me. So anyway, so they had other criteria available. So I gave them the Facebook page. I gave them a link to a page on my website that has all my contact info. I give them the Bandcamp page, because this leads over to markrushton.com. What else do I do? There's one other thing. Oh, sometimes since it was Spotify, I went into Spotify and sent them a Spotify link. I said, "See, here's my name as the copyright on the desktop, on the desktop application." Sent that to none of that seemed to register, right? I'll get to that here in a second. With them, I'm getting ahead of myself here, but yeah. So I sent them all this information here, and it was like 4 things. I thought, well, that's enough, right? No. I think it took me 5 times applying for claiming an artist for Calmer Feeling, if I'm not mistaken. And then I was trying to get Meditative Drift in there too, and that took like 3. And so it must have all been going to different people, and one person was like, "Oh, there's the Facebook page. We'll approve you." And then Calmer Feeling kept getting kicked back. They're like, "Well, what was the?" I think I have the. Let me see if I have the. Let me see if I can read the email that I received on that. Maybe. Here. You know what? I'll show it. I will show it here to you. Let's see if we can. Because there's no. All right. So here we go. So yeah. We just picked up your request to access Calmer Feeling on Spotify for Artists, but we need a little more info from you. This won't take long. Oh yeah, it will. It looks like you haven't authenticated an artist Twitter account. I'm never going to do that. The artist Twitter account plays a big role in helping us verify that you're the artist. And what else? Not to worry. You can resubmit your request by logging into Spotify for Artists and following these 3 steps. Blah, blah, blah. If you don't have access to a Twitter account, or if the account is inactive or recently created, you can give us links to more of your websites, which I did like 5 times. Any of the following would be great. A link to an official artist website where we see the email address you're using to claim your Spotify artist profile. Let's go, kids. Here's my website. Here's music services. Here I mentioned that one of the names that I publish under is Calmer Feeling. And now look at the bottom of the page. My gosh, my address, my voicemail number, my email address that's linked up to Spotify for Artists. That's really difficult. I think it was like 3 times I I sent them back and I said, you need to scroll down to the bottom of the page. That's where all the contact info is. Hide yourself in plain sight. That's what I named one of my albums many years ago. Hide yourself in plain sight. I wasn't hiding myself. I'm right out there. I'm right out there in the open. Anyway, and then I love this next one here. A link to a social media channel where we can see the email address you're using to claim your Spotify artist profile. The most helpful links are Facebook. That was there all along. Twitter, never going to do that. Instagram, who cares? Instagram, what? YouTube. I guess, yeah, I don't know. I guess I could make a YouTube video. Hey, I sent him this video, right? SoundCloud. No, MySpace. Is that still around? And Bandcamp. Bandcamp was in every single one. What do you want? So I had Bandcamp. I had Facebook. I had my webpage. And I think I even sent them something from the, and I sent them on Spotify. I sent a Spotify link. And then I think I also, like early on, I sent something from the ASCAP titles database. As you can see, past Calmer Feeling tracks. I am the writer and the publishing entity. I don't know what more do you want. A few things to bear in mind. All links need to be set public for us to view them. The email address should be clearly visible. Yes. The content on your website or social media channel must match the content on Spotify. I don't know what that means. Once you resubmit your request, anyway, there you go. This is the crap that I have to put up with to promote my work. Anyway, fifth time was a charm, and Calmer Feelings in there. So the distributor will probably get that sent to Spotify within the week. I usually like to schedule things about 3 weeks out, and that gives everything like a week to arrive. And then I usually get notified, and then I do the pitch, and it doesn't take long. And we go from there, right? And then of course, once this hits, once it goes live, then there's like other things I do, and maybe I'll talk about that once it hits live. You know, there's other things you have to do out there. Particularly Pandora. There's things you have to do on Pandora, but anyway, Bandcamp, as I like to say, Bandcamp is super easy. Everybody says out there, why doesn't Bandcamp have a streaming service? And they sort of do if you buy and all that sort of stuff, but they've never been like that. And honestly, I think it's kind of cool that they haven't succumbed to that. Like they've always had a really good interface. It's so easy to publish on Bandcamp. And again, I don't sell that much out there. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's $7. How do you expect it's expensive? Actually, you know what? I think I give everybody at least a very healthy number of listens per track before you're required to buy. So I'm very generous in that regard. So, but I'm kind of glad. I'm kind of glad that Bandcamp hasn't tried to compete with the streaming services, because honestly, that's a completely different business and a business model, and the reporting and the data and everything that you have to do that's just frightening. They'd be better off like buying one of those streaming services that are just never gonna amount to anything. There's a bunch of them still out there, but yeah, I stick them out there. Yeah, they do. Some people buy and some people don't. But more people buy my stuff. It's just when I get out onto these my split personalities, my 20 or 25 split personalities out there. Like nobody knows about that. So these, I guess, I don't know. If you're like hardcore, then you watch the videos. You're part of the mailing list, then you'll find out about this. So, all right, 20 minutes. I need to go get on that bicycle. I don't feel like getting on that bicycle. I got to get on that bicycle. That's it. See you later.